Hey, what's up, everybody? It's BDF44 coming at you with another video. This is like maybe a third or fourth installment of. I haven't named this, but it's one of them situations where I'm giving you names of players who I know of that are playing well. I get my information from fantasy basketball since I'm an avid fantasy basketball player with like over 30 teams this season. So I kind of pay attention to stats as a little hobby for myself, as most of NBA fans. Well, not most, but some NBA fans do. So, the first name I want to offer you guys today is Siddique Bay of the Detroit Pistons. Now, Siddique Bay has just been one efficient guy, scoring the ball consistently every time he gets consistent minutes. He tends to do a little bit of everything, but mostly scoring the ball. You can pencil him in for like 3 rebounds, 3 assists, like 15, 17 points, something like that on a consistent basis. He's a rookie, so getting that type of production from him is eye-opening. And he is the one rookie this season that doesn't feel like a rookie. It's almost like you remember him from last year, even though he wasn't there for some reason. I don't put him in the category of rookies when I'm considering rookie of the year and players who are playing well as a rookie. And yet, he's one of the more consistent rookies out there. So please take a look at Siddique Bay and the Detroit Pistons and see how he's been really good every time he gets consistent minutes. Next guy I want to offer up is Isaiah Hartenstein or Hartenstein. I'm not sure the proper pronunciation, but he plays for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's a power forward, and this guy is like a Swiss Army knife. Long player, tall player, and because of it, like players of that metrics, that type of metrics, he tends to be able to do everything, especially on the defensive side of the ball. He's a real pleasure to own as a fantasy fan. When he gets full minutes, he's really good defensively in terms of defensive stats. He gets steals and blocks, multiple ones. He can give you some points, give you some rebounds, give you some assists. Not a whole lot of everything, but a little bit of everything, and emphasis on blocked shots. So that, if you follow me, I literally love players like that. Two types of basketball players that I'm a big fan of. Forwards that are long-armed, tall guys that get defensive stats and can shoot the three. 3-and-D guys with really long arms. Your Brandon Ingrams, your Giannis, obviously. Your Kevin Durant, obviously. You go into players like that. I love those type of guys. Your Chris Middleton. I'm a fan of those type of guys. And the other type of guys I like are passers, facilitators of any position. Jokic, Ben Simmons, Lonzo, and Melo, of course, Bron. Those are the guys. So if you either of those, if you fit in either of those two frames, chances are I'm a fan. So yeah, Isaiah Hardenstein fits the first category, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the Cleveland Cavaliers do with their power forward position, because I think they found something in this dude. At least the stats tell me that they have. They do have a lot of bigs, a lot of forwards. All of them can play. They've gotten rid of some guys, and they still a log jam. So that tell you how many bigs the Cleveland Cavaliers have right now. But if they can free up some spots over the next year or two for a power forward, I think if you give Isaiah Hartenstein a starting position, he will quickly turn into one of the better fantasy players in all of basketball. That's what the numbers tell me. That's what his per minute basis tells me. That this is somebody, if you give him big minutes, he's probably going to put up all-star numbers. So keep an eye on that kid. I don't know if he's a rookie. I don't know his status in this league at all. But when he's given minutes, he's a stat stuffer, period. So that's the second guy I want to offer you guys. The third person is not to be confused with who I believe is his brother. I should have did some homework on this. I just keep forgetting to. But there's a Jaden McDaniels of the Minnesota Timberwolves, and now you have a Jalen McDaniels of the Charlotte Hornets, power forward. And we're here to talk about Jalen of the Hornets. This guy has just stepped into the scene, and he's doing similar stuff as Hardenstein, only he's doing a much better job scoring the ball, and he's getting a much bigger opportunity, of course, than Hardenstein, given that P.J. Washington's down, Melo Ball is down, and they don't really have anybody in the front court that they're absolutely in love with. Bismack Biyombo's okay, and that kind of thing. And Zeller's pretty solid. He's having a good year, but they're not changing the world for you. So there's an opportunity for a guy to step in at that power forward position and really show what he can do, and he's doing just that. So the Charlotte Hornets have just found all kinds of talent this season. I mean, they went from last year being a decent team to this season having a tremendous amount of young talent on their roster, and Jalen is just one more piece. He is, and this is the tough part for the Charlotte Hornets. They're going to have to figure this out. They now have two power forwards that I really, really, really like that should be starting, both of them. P.J. Washington and now this fella, Jalen. I don't know who you choose. Obviously, the guy who's more refined at this point is P.J. P.J. is always good when he's playing well. Always good when he's playing. He's always good when he's healthy. He's had some injury issues here and there, but nothing insane. And he's young. He's only been in the league for this is third year, I think. So PJ's a guy with big boy upside. You got Miles Bridges, who's having a breakout year. Loving what I'm seeing out of him. And now you got this kid, McDaniels, coming along at the power forward position as well. So you look at Charlotte, that's a team of the future in the Eastern Conference. They have all the pieces you would want. All they need is a center. And to be honest with you, they now have tradable assets that can help them acquire better talent. So I can think of fewer teams with as much youngster upside as the Charlotte Hornets as of right now, given the newfound stardom that they found just pretty much all over their roster. So Jalen McDaniels is the guy. And there's several other players I want to mention. Another one is by the name of Malachi Flynn. I don't think I've mentioned Malachi Flynn before. The thing about Malachi Flynn is he is on the Toronto Raptors, and the Toronto Raptors have two-star point guards in front of him. In, of course, Kyle Lowry and Van, my mind is going blank, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm a guy down there. So at this point, it's like, okay, they're waiting for those guys to come back. And Malachi has had an opportunity to start at the point guard position. He is a highly sought-after rookie, if I'm not mistaken, mid first round guy, something like that, with a sexy name, so to speak, as it pertains to guys talking about him. He was getting a lot of conversation in the circles of guys talking about that mid to late range. I would hear his name quite a bit, and now we're starting to see why. Malachi is just another one of those Van Fleet. Fleet was the word I was looking for. Fred Van Fleet. He's another one of those guys. You know, someone who can come in as a rookie and immediately show you that they belong here. And it's just unfortunate that he is stuck behind two legitimate star caliber point guards. But if he were given an opportunity like Halliburton has, like Anthony has in Orlando, like Melo has in Charlotte, if he had an opportunity like that, I think he would make the absolute and utter most of it. He is somebody that I think is going to be a starting point guard in this league. He gives you everything you want from him, assists, points. He does what he needs to do. He's not a big guy, but he does rebound a little bit here and there, and you can see the stats tell you that this guy has a future in this league. He's definitely somebody you want to pay attention to. So Malachi Flynn of the Toronto Raptors, point guard. Who else I want to offer up? There's other names too, of course. This guy by the name of, I think his name is Brandon Goodwin. Might be Brandon. I should know his name is Brandon, but I think it's Brandon Goodwin. Goodwin for sure. He plays for the Atlanta Hawks. Similar situation as Malachi Flynn, playing behind guys. Obviously Trae young point guard, superstar point guard. Not going to get a whole lot of opportunities to play the point guard position with Atlanta. But being that Trae Young has stepped away with injury or what have you, you've seen a guy step in and really show us in a couple of games that he's a nice little scoring punch type of guy. He was giving him 17, 18 points, a couple rebounds, a couple assists. Pretty good stuff for a guy who's playing his first couple games off the bench. Just basically rocking in from street clothes more or less and coming in for a star and really holding his own and showing that he can be a scoring punch for the Atlanta Hawks. So keep an eye on a guy like Goodwin as well. I believe it's Brandon Goodwin. I think it's Brandon of the Atlanta Hawks. So those are names. I don't think you've heard of most of these guys that I've mentioned. These are guys that are literally just broken out. I'm pretty sure there's some other names I'd like to mention right now. I just don't have them written down in front of me. But there's some guys playing extremely well around the league. A guy like TJ McConnell deserves to be mentioned just for playing well. God, who's hot right now? I wish I had the list in front of me, but I do not. But Yeah, I just wanted to offer that up to you guys. Just continue to be as consistent as I can with giving you guys that are fresh off the waiver wire for fantasy basketball. Guys that you have to dig deep. If you're in a 14-team league, these are guys that you're looking for on the bottom of on the bottom of the waiver wire to help you supplement your team and get a little better. Man, I want to give you more names. I just don't have one in mind right now. So I guess I'll leave it at that. And just thank you guys for watching. My name is BDF44, and I'm out.